Welcome back to Mexico. After spending a month along the remote coast of Baja, Mexico, surfing waves all to ourselves, Ben and I find ourselves back in civilization, one of the biggest tourist destinations and party towns we've been to by boat.
We made it to Cabo!
Cabo, St. Lucas. And we definitely indulged. So I was just sitting here in the cockpit having my coffee, and the pilot, I don't know, the police boat, whoever that guy is, came over and was like, hey, we got a big yacht, and he's coming in and you have to move. So I've never moved the boat without Ben. In fact, my job is usually picking up the anchor, so I don't actually normally steer. It really just comes down to confidence. So you guys are probably gonna be like, this is the most boring thing ever, Allie, get it together. But you know, a little step in the right direction, maybe I'll be single-handing the boat in a year or so. If you're checking out how gross our underneath our windlass is, it's our washdown pump just recently bit the dust or stopped work. You don't get confidence unless you put yourself in situations where you're, oh, turns out I can do that. Now I'm confident. I'm just gonna throw it in reverse real quick because I want to feel confident that we bit. Okay. I moved the boat by myself. Probably feels like something stupid, but it's the first of many steps to me being capable of single-handing this boat through confidence. Over the course of a week, while Ben was in BC for work, I had to move the boat 3 times for mega yachts, cruise ships, or people anchoring too close. So I had a lot of practice. The Sea-Doos are intense here. I can't blame them. They don't know the courtesy and politeness, manners around. Drunk tourists don't know that sailors are angry with them for coming and zipping by their boat so fast. At least I think. They're creating a heck ton of wake for us. My boat is, Bruce is freaking out. Not right now, but Bruce freaks out. My guitar is like slamming the wall. The dinghy is freaking out, has breaking waves into it. And the tourists are just drunk and happy and having a good time. And I don't hold that against them, but I do look forward to the Sea-Doos stopping because it's really quite intense. So 6 minutes, 5 minutes, because I'm talking a lot. They'll calm down and then maybe I'll take Bruce. Well, Bruce and I swim into the beach here. So cool, I'll get him. Hola, buenas mañana.
Muy Ali.
Update is my Spanish is not getting any better, but I wonder if, yeah, we have crew on the boat. After how Solitude went for me in Scorpion and Mag Bay. we decided it would be best for us to have some crew on the boat. And who better than the one and only Brett Bickerton. Buenas mañana. Ideal, really, because he's also gonna help me learn how to spearfish. Who better to learn from than the person who created your spear gun? So it's gonna be an adventure time. So yeah. This is the morning. We spear a fish. We're gonna provide, don't worry. Brett is the man behind Bickerton Spear Guns. He creates these beautiful handmade spear guns on Vancouver Island that have impressive accuracy. I bought one for Ben's birthday a couple years ago and have since been trying my best to absorb it as my own. We met up with an old friend of mine, Dana, who I met in Thailand a bunch of years ago. He and his buddy Kyle happened to be in Mexico at the same time, on a spearfishing trip in an old ambulance that they had camperized. The water was so clear, I couldn't believe it. And Brett gave me tips on how to load the gun, be more efficient with my dives, and even taught me some fish identification and which ones are tasty and which ones aren't. Okay. Yeah.
So those are kind of like, think of those like aquarium fish, they're not earth fish.
Yep. Ah, well, I didn't get a fish this time, but I was definitely hooked.
How was your first Mexican shore dive?
It was fun. I shot at a couple things.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything. But that's okay. It was fun. It was not as hard or scary as I thought it would be.
No?
But in some ways it was harder than
Yeah.
I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like finding fish.
Yeah. Got
some trigger fish. Good job, Dana.
Don't judge my fillet on internet.
Cheers! It's a good dive.
Cheers.
Good first dive for me.
Cheers.
So I didn't know, but apparently here you have to check out before you can check in, and that's including to a new city. So like we checked into Ensenada and then got a check out form, and now that we're in Cabo, we have to also like get a form from the port captain's office saying we're leaving. So that's what we're doing.
All right, crew, what's next?
Feliz Navidad, da 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 da.
Feliz Navidad.
Próspero año y felicidad. And now, we get to go hang out with our OG patron, Wit. Get to meet him in person after being friends with him for like 2 years. Sweet!
Today we are checked out of Cabo and departing for Puerto Vallarta, which is, I think it's around 280 miles or so across the Sea of Cortez to the mainland of Mexico, and pretty excited. And if there is no wind, we're thinking about pausing for a swim and a spear Yeah, we might try to spear a blue water fish if we see like a bait ball somewhere. And
Brett is gonna try.
Brett's gonna try.
Spear a blue water fish.
we're going to film. You guys want to take any bets? How long it'll take us to get to Puerto Vallarta?
5 days lost at sea.
25 days lost at sea. Okay.
Stay at those islands?
I really want to say
I want to stay at the islands.
You guys are bad at this game. Okay, to the islands. And how long
we just
until?
agreed to go spear diving at the end.
When will we arrive at those islands and decide whether or not we're safe? All right, this is over.
Whit has been our Patreon since the beginning, and it was really great to finally meet him in person and spend some time with him. We went for brunch, and then we took the dinghy for a tour around the marina before getting him back to his ship on time. It's just too bad that we didn't have more time. So this is it.
4,000 passenger ship. 2-to-1 crew member. What was that?
Just
What's he can spot us from
Yeah.
his ship over there, getting
our
ready to
Patreon
go.
that we were hanging out with is like, looks like you guys got the dinghy on deck and you're about ready to head off. I was like, oh, you got good eyes.
We're just doing a little safety brief here for Brett. We're going over man overboard. So this is the throw thing.
Yeah.
So it's attached to the pulpit here. You just open it up, throw it over. Yeah. All right, so we got water, we got diesel, we got chocolate bars, we got pipes.
Got some guns.
Getting this boat ready to go, and Brett's gonna do all the work while Ali and I sit in the cockpit and drink our margaritas.
We got crew on board. Bruce is the only freeloader allowed on board, so we definitely put Brett to work and gave him a lowdown on safety, sailing, and how night shifts work. Good job, boys. Bye, Whit! Cool, I can see him.
All right, so we're getting off here on Friday at 2:00 p.m. Hoping to see the wind switch around like the forecast shows on the other side here with a steady 12-15 knots. We're motor sailing right now just to get out past the Cape. And yeah, it's nice having crew on board, nice having Brett on board. Somebody else to boss around besides Ali for once.
I love it too.
And yeah, we're expecting what, two and a half days or so, depending on if we stop.
Our pit stop on the way would be Isla Isabela, and I was so excited. So much footage.
Imagine doing this for 28 days. They get pretty boring for sure. So we got off to a bit of a slow start. The East Cape of Baja was shelter in the wind. But after a couple hours of motoring and topping up the batteries, which helps, we were starting to pick up a breeze coming down the Sea of Cortez, a nice 10 to 12 knots it feels like right now. We're probably doing about 5 knots, maybe even 6. So yeah, this is great. This is what we were hoping for. Hopefully this lasts longer than forecasted. You know, if we can get a solid 24 more hours out of this, if by sunset tomorrow night, if we've been sailing the whole way, then I'll be happy. Yeah, I can see the swell starting to come down from the Sea of Cortez. So once this wind picks up a bit more and we get out of the wind shelter of the Cape, I think we'll be on more of a beam reach and a different direction slightly, and taking the beam waves right on the beam most likely. So We might be in for a bit of a rolly passage.
We're starting to shift to a beam now.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right, let the rolling begin.
And then sometimes he stands. You tell he's like, I've literally been laying down for 2 days. And when he tries to stand, he just like just wobbles until he lays down again. Shout out to SV Pathfinder and Obi and Lori Alvarez. Thanks for joining the Patreon team, guys. If you're new here, you're definitely going to want to hit subscribe and the notification bells so that you don't miss out on next week's episode where we do a blue water spear dive and make it to Isla Isabela. You do not want to miss out. See you next time.